The enemy ain't attacking anyone who doesn't have something valuable on their lives. And remember that God is fighting on your behalf and he already has the victory. Stay tuned. Stay tuned. Bear with me. Just a little more left to go, and I promise y'all gonna love where this leads. Now, technically, part 5, according to this book, is a bonus chapter, and I'm really excited to leave us off with a bang. So let me dive right into it. You can't wear a crown with your head down. You gotta keep your head up. Not in a toxic positivity, everything is awesome kind of way, but in a even through trials and tribulations, if God has brought me to it, he will bring me through it kind of way. I'm constantly having to remind my own self to pray harder when it is hardest to pray. Even if the prayer is as simple as asking the Lord to strengthen your faith when you feel hopeless. Remember that you are in good company because the Lord has promised that he will never leave us nor forsake us. And you can believe that. You can't serve two masters. But here I was trying to accommodate both fear and faith at the same darn time. We've heard that the two cannot coexist, faith and fear. And in our humanity, we do experience fear. Now, God does not give us the spirit of fear, but he has designed us to have feelings and emotions. So here's the thing, our faith must be bigger than our fear. What this looks like practically is not allowing the temporary feeling of being afraid to overpower the truth of an everlasting and faithful God. So do it scared, whatever your it may be. There's an old African proverb that says, if you think you're too small to make a big impact, try spending the night with a mosquito. Your supply is necessary. What you have to offer is valuable, even if you don't get the validation you crave. Galatians remind us not to be weary in doing good, because in due time we will reap a harvest if we do not give up. More often than not, it is our obedience, our discipline, our work ethic that happens in the secret place, not in front of screens, not on stages or platforms. The things that are not broadcasted that allow us to be elevated in the public eye. But even when we don't get the applause, do not grow weary. Do not give up. Be encouraged that God sees you, and your good deeds will not go without reward by the audience of one who truly matters. The enemy ain't attacking anyone who doesn't have something valuable on their lives. Anytime we experience adversity, especially when we are progressing toward a goal or assignment that we know the Lord has placed in our hearts, we should be encouraged. It must mean that breakthrough is on the cusp and the enemy is going hard to make sure we don't reach it. No one wants to face obstacles or uphill battles, but scripture does promise that the Christian life will not be without suffering. So endure, keep the faith, finish the race, and remember that God is fighting on your behalf and he already has the victory. Growth is pertinent to success. You've never been this version of yourself before, and the new you requires new prayers, new partnerships, and new thought patterns to sustain your grind. Anytime we level up in life, God elevates us to meet that level. It can seem like an arduous task to make sense of how this version of you is going to step into the life that you desire. But the gag is, you won't. It will be a version of you that God is preparing for what he has prepared for you. And this seamlessly blends into the next quote. It is so critical to keep people around you who will save you from yourself and challenge you in your growth. Scripture says that iron sharpens iron, and while it may be uncomfortable at first, it's a lot better than staying dull. Anytime we get bigger, there are growing pains. The discomfort we feel is a part of the process and the preparation. Keeping ourselves surrounded by people on the levels that we desire to be on forces elevation. Do not be intimidated. Be inspired. Though I have many, many more highlights, I will leave us with this. Everywhere you go, you should give off a fragrance that points people to the goodness of God. And I'm not talking about the perfume you're wearing. What a perfect metaphor and reminder for us to represent God everywhere we go. And with that, friends, I conclude the 5th and final part of my book review of Yvonne Orji's Bamboozled by Jesus: How God Tricked Me into the Life of My Dreams. I hope you've enjoyed my recaps, and if you haven't yet, check out parts 1 to 3. Thank you for tuning in. I've thoroughly enjoyed recapping this amazing biography. And if you want to see more videos like this, let me know. I mean, I'm gonna make them anyway, but let me know.
Bye.